This presentation is to introduce you to Quizlet and to give you some information about how you can set up your own account on Quizlet and use it to help you learn your vocabulary. So we use Quizlet as it's a really helpful tool for helping you to memorize and learn vocabulary off by heart. Learning vocabulary is something that's really important in language learning, as it's at the heart of everything that you're doing, whether that's reading, listening, writing, or speaking. So it's really important that you get into really good habits when it comes to vocabulary learning. So Quizlet. What you need to do, first of all, is to go to Quizlet.com or download the Quizlet app, and there's a version for Apple and for Android. And you need to set up an account. On the top right hand corner of the screen, you will see the sign up button. Click on that and you will come up with this. You will come to this form. Fill it in with your date of birth, your username. Please don't use your full name, but it must be something that your teacher can recognize. So your first name and the initial of your surname, or your first initial and your surname. An email address needs to be added. A parent's carer's email address is recommended, but if you have a personal one that your parents are happy for you to put onto Quizlet, you can use that, or even better, use your school email. Set yourself a password. Please make sure that this does not include your username. And it's a really good idea to write your username and password down somewhere safe in case you forget one of them, so perhaps in your planner or somewhere at home. There is, if you have a look at the bottom, it says already have an account, log in, and then you'll see a bit later on when you try to log in again, at the bottom it will say forgotten password, click to reset. So you can have that option if you do forget your password. Once you've done all of that, click the accept Quizlet's terms of service and privacy policy and then sign up. When you have logged in, you will see this page. This is your first page that you'll see. At the moment, there's nothing useful for you there. So what you need to do is click on where it says on the left-hand side, join a class. It will take you through to this page, and what you need to do is type in your year and the band, and you could type in your teacher or your school's or the school's name. So for example, they're 7Y Alderbrook. Then it comes up with a list of classes that matches 7Y Alderbrook, and then you need to select which class you are in. And think about your class code. So are you 7XFR1, 7YFR3, and then click on the right hand side the request to join button. This request will be approved by a teacher. They will get notification that you have requested to join a class, and you'll also be given a link by your teacher on class chart so that you can join your class directly. Either one of these methods will work equally well. If you've got any questions, please ask your teacher, or if they can't help, you can come and find me, and I'll try my best to help you out if you've got any problems with logging on and creating an account and linking your account to your class. Now, some of the activities that are on Quizlet to help you learn the vocabulary. So when you've logged on and you've joined a class, you will then see all of the study sets that have been added to your class. There's various different ones, and as we go through all the different topics, more study sets will be added. They will be assigned to your class for you to use to help you learn the vocab. When you select one of them, you'll come to this page first of all. If you scroll down, you can choose whether you want to study just the starred terms only, so the core vocabulary that we want everybody to be familiar with, or whether you're going to have a go and challenge yourself and study all of the terms in the study set. So select either all or the starred button, and then you'll come back, scroll back up, and you'll come to this page. You'll see this at the top of the page. You've got various different activities and options: flashcards, learn, write, spell, test, match, and gravity. And all of these are different activities, different tasks that you can go through to help you learn the vocabulary. Flashcards, first of all. You'll see your progress as you go through the flashcards here. And basically, you can customize how you see them. So you see the French first, you see the English first. Do they say the word when you click on them? So all these are doing is you see the French, can you say the English, click on it, and it flips over and you can check. And as I said before, your progress is shown. That's how many cards you're studying and how far through you've got them. You have to go through them a couple of times to familiarise yourself with them. Always, the point to remember here, please always try to use the navigation buttons on the Quizlet website or on the Quizlet app rather than the back buttons on the browser or on the phone. Okay, use the navigation within the Quizlet app website so that it registers your use properly. And we'll come into that a bit more later. The learn activity, you're given the French or the Spanish word at the top, and then at the bottom you've got some options, and you've got to just choose the correct option. So it's a match-up activity, a multiple choice match-up activity. Again, you can track your progress over on the left-hand side. Once you've gone through it once, it's classed as you being familiar with the items. Once you've gone through it twice and got them correct, then it's saying that you have mastered this task. Right, this task is exactly what it says. You've got to type the answer in French. So you'll be given the English word and you've got to type it in French. Again, on the left, it shows your progress, how many you've got right, how many you've got wrong. Underneath, if you need any letters that have got accents on them, they're provided to you. So as you type, if you need an accented letter, you just click on that letter that's underneath. Type the answer in and press answer, and you'll see if you got it right or wrong. Spell is very similar to this, but instead of seeing the word, you have to click on the sound icon, and you will hear it in French, in Spanish, and then you have got to type what you hear. Okay, you get given a clue in English underneath, and again on the left hand side you can track your progress. So this one is really focused on spelling. Again, if you need any accented letters, they're provided for you to click on. Match activity. This is a selection of vocabulary in French and in English that you have basically just got to match up as quickly as you can. You're doing this one against the clock. Gravity. This is a game. You can select options, so are you going to study all of them or just the starred options? Your level of difficulty. Do you want to answer in French, Spanish? Do you want to answer in English, or do you want a mix of the two? Once you've set your challenge level and chosen how you want to answer, press the Let's Go button. On the bottom left-hand side, you can see pause, restart buttons if you need to pause it because it's going a bit quick. Meteoroids will fall to the earth. On the meteoroid is written a word in French, in English, Spanish, whichever language you've selected it to be, and you have got to type in the opposite of what's written on the meteoroid. So if you've got a French word written on there, you've got to type in the English and vice versa. Again, underneath you will see the accented letters that you can click on if you need one of them, and spelling does matter. When you've done all of those activities, there is the test to complete as well. You can print it out if you prefer, or you can have a go at it online and just type in the answers. There are various options to personalise the test or give it a focus. So you can choose whether you want to just do written questions, whether you want to do match-ups, multiple choice, true or false. Those last two are particularly handy to choose if you're struggling a little bit and need a little bit more support. You can choose how many questions your test has got, whether you're studying just the starred items or not, or all of them, which language you're answering in, whether you want a mixture or just to answer with French, Spanish, or to answer with English. Again, any questions on those tasks, ask your teacher. The live button that you'll see is something that you do in class in a computer room, so that's not something that you'll be able to use at home. Now, as I said before, it's really important that you use the browser, the buttons within the Quizlet website page or within the app, not the browser back buttons or the phone back buttons. This is because Quizlet logs all of your activity, and it shows it up, shows of your teacher. Your teacher can look and see what you have completed and what you've had to go at. Okay, they can see which tasks you've started. So the ones without the green ticks next to them is tasks that people have started but not finished. If it's got a green tick next to it, it means it's been completed thoroughly. They've mastered the vocabulary. And if your teacher hovers over, for example, the test, they can see how well you did, what your best scores were. I tell my classes that I want to see a minimum of 3 green ticks to say that you have completed homework properly, you're learning homework properly. Also, your teacher can see who's in the top 10 for the match and gravity tasks, so who's completed them particularly well. We can also see at a glance who's fully completed the more challenging tasks, so the learn, the write, the spell activities. You can also create your own study sets in Quizlet, which is why it's a really useful tool. So if you come across vocabulary in class that you don't know, make a note of it, and then once you get home you could add it to your own study set for that particular topic. And this is great because obviously these don't go anywhere unless you delete them. These will stay here for as long as you've got your Quizlet account. So they're really, really useful, particularly when it comes to end of topic, end of year revision, ready for assessments. Again, if you've got any questions, please speak to your teacher, or you can come and see me, and I will try to help you as best I can. Okay, thank you for listening.